Ma'am, do you not understand that I'm not even supposed to be in your car? Do you not understand that I was not even supposed to be out with your son? Do you not understand that I was supposed to be running the 100 and the 200 and the 4x1 with my little school uniform? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Lucia. Nice to meet you. Please don't forget to subscribe. And today I have a story time for you. And this story takes place during my senior year of high school, which was way back when. And I had this friend, and we're gonna call her melodramatic. And she wasn't the type of friend that I would hit up after school like, hey girl, like, you trying to go get something to eat? She wasn't the kind of friend who got to meet the parents. You know, she wasn't a family friend. She was a school friend. Hell, she was a classroom friend. Y'all know how you have like work husbands and work boyfriends. She was my school friend, you know, like we weren't super close like that, but we got along. And we also had a math class together. And then her ex-boyfriend, I'm gonna call him overreacting. So I had a math class with melodramatic, my friend, my school friend, and then overreacting. I had no class period with him. I didn't even talk to the boy, but we all had track practice together. We were all in track. And there was this particular day where everyone just decided to be real friendly with one another. Like, we're all sitting down on the turf of like the turf field, and we're all like talking, laughing, kikiing, hee.
You crazy.
And that doesn't happen a lot because usually everyone has their little group of friends and they all separate and like hang out with them, but all of us were like just conversing. And I remember thinking to myself, dang, like this is the first time, sorry, I got some grapes. Dang, this is the first time that I've ever had a conversation with overreacting. And we have a lot in common, like we're clicking, we're laughing, like we're just getting to know each other. But it's not like me and him only, it's like a whole group.
Okay. Whatever that means.
But then at some points we would talk together. And I just remember the conversation being so sweet, like this grape. The conversation being so sweet that I continued after track practice. Like we were talking and walking to the front of the school where your parents like pick you up and stuff. And he even waited with me while my mom came and picked me up. Like the conversation was so sweet. I don't know what we were talking about, but it was very enjoyable. And then we ended up like exchanging Snapchats and everything.
That's how it starts.
So I go home and I'm still talking to this boy on Snapchat, and then he's like, hey, like, do you want to go to movies with me? And I'm like, the movies? Me? You? We? The movies? As in a date? Because in the back of my head, and I'm thinking, this is melodramatic's ex-boyfriend, okay? And even though she's my school friend, let me try to respect some boundaries. But he was like, yeah, like, as a date, I'll be paying for the tickets, I'll be buying you food, so I'm really hoping you would think of it as a date. So then I'm like, give me 1 second, just a moment. And I swipe out of the Snapchat message and I go to melodramatic Snapchat and I'm like, hey girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey!
Hey girl, hey!
Funny thing that just happened. So your ex-boyfriend overreacting, he asked me on a movie date, and I'm just hitting you up to let you know, to ask you how you feel about that. Like, if you're not cool with that, girl, like, I completely understand and I will back off. Like, I don't even care that much, okay? And melodramatic is like, no, like I'm over that boy. Like, she was even surprised that I was asking her about this, but she was like, I'm over that boy, I've moved on, like we dated so long ago, like I'm over with him. Like,
Go ahead and do you.
It was at this moment that she knew. She fucked up.
and I was like, okay, like if you say so. And I went back to overreacting Snapchat and I'm like, hey, like I just, you know, asked melodramatic how she feels about me going on this date with you, and she said she's fine. My naive little ass, she was not fine. She was not fine. But overreacting, he's like, what? Like, why would you even ask her for permission? Like, you don't need her permission. Like, why would you even ask her that? And I'm like, not the fact you're trying to get an attitude with me. Like, you're the one who wants to go on a date with me, okay? You better behave. Let's fix this aggressiveness that you're bringing to me. But I was just like, oh, like the reason I asked her is because I know y'all used to date and we're on good terms. So I'm not trying to do something that messes those good terms with her, you know? So he's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, whatever. And then we start like planning like our little date and stuff, and he didn't have a car, I didn't have a car. So we decided, Mom, Dad, Junior, my brother, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, a girl had to do what a girl had to do. But we're talking about how this date is gonna go with, you know, both of us not having a car. And then we got to the conclusion that his cousin would drop us off, and then he'll be able to find another ride to pick us up. And then I'm like, okay, cool. So then I ended up telling my parents that I had a track meet that day. And I didn't need them to come and pick me up. I didn't need nothing. I was good. And they were like, oh, like, how are you gonna get home? I was like, oh, my friend, I'm gonna go with my friend. And they're gonna drop me back home after the track meet. And they're like, okay. So I'm like, okay. And that worked out. So after school on that day, I ended up meeting with Overreacting. And his cousin was there. It was his cousin, me, and him. And then we walked to the car. The cousin dropped us off in the movie theater. And he buys the tickets. He buys the snacks. And when he was buying the snacks, let me tell you, that's when I realized that this boy got money. This boy got money. He bought the tickets. And then he was asking me, oh, like, what do you want to eat? And I was like, oh, like popcorn. Because when I'm on a date with someone, I like get something very minimal. And he was like, no, like, are you sure? Like, I can get you a drink, I can get some other stuff. So after I say no, like I'm good, and you offer, I'ma say yes. Like, you want to spend your money so bad on me? Go ahead. Who am I to stop you? You are grown enough to know what to do with your money, okay? So I was like, oh, okay, I'll get a drink. And this boy, let me tell you, this is why I'm saying he got money. This boy did not get the small. He did not get the medium drink. He got me the large. He got me the large Dr. Pepper. He got the large Dr. Pepper. He got the large popcorn. And then on top of that, he went and he got some candy.
And a large popcorn.
A large? You got money. He got money. Get it all for him. Y'all know, like, those movie theater snacks are expensive. Like, they cost an arm and a leg for no reason. For no reason. So that's why I'm saying that boy got money. But if you're able to afford all that, and not even like a small size too, he got me the king size candy bar. What do you mean? He got money, period.
And that's on period.
So after we got our food, we went to the movie room and we're watching the movie. To this day, if you ask me what movie we watched, I have no idea. If you ask me the plot of the movie, the title of the movie, the characters in the movie, I don't know anything, okay? I don't know nothing. And let me tell you why I don't know nothing. So in the middle of watching this movie, this boy does the most corniest move that I thought only existed in movies, ironically enough. Why? Tell me why this boy said, y'all, this boy did the yawn and the arm stretch, and then he pulled me into him. And the way like movie theater seats are set up, it's not meant for couples to be cuddling. It's not meant for single people. So he pulls me in, and I just remember sitting there thinking to myself, is this real life right now? Like, I'm really in this situation, and all because I wanted to go on my first date, because he was my first official date. I had never been on a date before. So I'm just sitting there like uncomfortable. And back then I was like very like timid. Like, I'll just deal with things. Like, I won't complain and be like, yeah, like, hey, listen, I'm very uncomfortable right now. You need. But at some point he was like, are you uncomfortable? Are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm fine. Y'all don't come for me, okay? I thought that that's what you were supposed to do on a date. I thought the guy was supposed to have his arm like that, so that's why I was like, no, like, I'm good. And I lied to him that I was comfortable, and I was not comfortable at all, okay? And the whole time I was just thinking how my actions got me to that position that I was in. That's why I don't remember the movie. I was just thinking about my actions and stuff. And then a little while after that, the alarm for the movie theater like rang, and they evacuated everyone out of the building. And then we went outside, and then it started raining. It was like God was like, Lucy, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be with this boy. And let me tell you, I listened to God. Yes, I did. Even though I lied to my parents, I still listened to God, because God said this man is not for you, and I heard him loud and clear. But we're outside, it's raining. Luckily, where we were, there was like a roof area, so you know, we're not getting soaked or anything. And there was this couple next to us, and they were like, oh, are y'all youngsters on a date? And he was like, yeah, we're on a date. I was like, boy, shut up. And luckily they ended up giving us like extra free tickets to go see any movie of our choice. So he was like, oh, like, do you want to go back in and see another movie? And I was like, no, I'm ready to go home. For two reasons. One, I had lied to my parents. I was not supposed to be there. So I felt like it was time to go home, and I planned on coming to see one movie, not 1.5 movies. You know, I felt like that was too much time. And two, I wasn't trying to be in the yawning arm stretch position again. Like, that was very uncomfortable. I was not trying to do that to myself. I love myself. Why would I punish myself like that? So I told him, no, like, we're good, let's go home. So he ended up calling his mom to come and pick us up. Sorry, grape. But he ended up calling his mom. His mom, you know, vroom, vroom, comes and picks us up and drives to my house. And we're parked outside. And he's like, oh, like, let me walk you in. And I'm like, walk me in? Walk me in?
Yeah, Drake! Drake!
And he was like, let me walk you to your door, like, you know.
And I was like, no, I don't know.
Because you must not know that I have African parents, and you must not know that African parents are strict, and you must not know that I'm not even supposed to be here. So why would I let you walk me in? Are you dumb? Am I dumb? We're both dumb at this point. So I was like, no, like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to walk me in. I'm good. And he was like, no, like, I want to make sure you're safe and you get home safely and all that stuff. And I was like, listen, it is like 5 p.m., close to 6 p.m. at this point. It's still shining outside. Like, it's pretty much afternoon at this point. Like, it's daylight. The steps to my door is like 30 steps I have to take to get there. And you're talking about you want to make sure I'm safe. I'm very safe. In fact, you can sit in this car and watch me get home from here and see that I got inside. You do not need to walk me to my door. I'm not risking that. And then his mom joins in talking about, oh, he's just trying to be like a gentleman and walk you to your door. I was like, ma'am, do you not understand that I'm not even supposed to be in your car? Do you not understand that I was not even supposed to be out with your son? Do you not understand that I was supposed to be running the 100 and the 200 and the 4x1 with my little school uniform? I was not supposed to be on no date with a little boy. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? So his mom is just, you know, telling me stuff like that. Oh, gentleman, just let him walk you to your door. I was like, ma'am, I'm okay. Thank you. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you so much for dropping us. I really appreciate it. You know, still trying to be polite and everything. And then after like what seemed like forever, they finally like gave in and was like, oh, okay, well, have a good rest of your day, whatever. And when I got inside, I ended up like messaging him again, like just wanting to explain like, hey, like, I understand that you're trying to be a gentleman and I appreciate it. I really do. I'm just not trying to get caught in my lie, because everything was a lie. Like, I lied to my parents and I'm not trying to get caught right now. And he was like, yeah, like, I understand, it's cool. I was like, okay, bad, like, we're good. And then I I had math class with Melodramatic another day, and I noticed like she was starting to act really rude to me. She was starting to act, and I was trying to talk to her because we were in math class and sometimes we would work together, and like ask her, oh, like what'd you get for this conversation? I don't know what I got. Obviously you do. I see you wrote something on your paper. Like what? She was doing that for a minute and I just ignored her at that point. I was like, okay, you on something else and I'm not trying to be on nothing else with you.
And that's on period.
After track practice this one day, me and Overreacting were walking around the school and we're just like chit-chatting. And we mutually agreed to be just friends because we mutually realized that we're not romantically like compatible. I remember like messaging him and stuff like that, and I was telling him, hey, like you should come and meet my dad because I'm tired of like lying about where I'm gonna be just to hang out with you. Like I'm tired of the lies. Like I don't like lying. I don't like how it makes me feel. And he was like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. Like I'll come and meet your dad as your friend and stuff like that, and maybe we can like hang out like for real. And I was like, okay, bet. I have another math class with Melodramatic, right? And she's doing her little rude routine. You know what I got for number 2? Yes, you do. I see the answer. Anyways, so I had another class period with her and she was doing her little mean girl routine. And then I went home and I'm on my little like laptop, probably watching YouTube videos or something, and a notification pops up. Melodramatic is typing on Snapchat, and I'm like, what is this girl saying? Because she was typing for a moment, and that's when I knew like she was about to be on some nonsense. Okay, so my heart is like dropping. I'm like, this is bad. I open the message and it's this long paragraph, like the longest paragraph I had ever gotten at that time period. And she was basically saying, I don't know if you heard, but me and Overreacting got back together. Like that's my man's now, so you need to stay away from him.
Okay. Whatever you say.
And I read you guys' messages, and I want you to know that you're so pathetic, you're so desperate, trying to steal my mans, and you can't get your own mans. And I saw you telling him that he should come and meet your dad. Like, why would he come and meet your dad? Like, y'all aren't even serious. Like, you barely went on a date, and now you want him to meet your dad. Like, you're so desperate, you're so pathetic. Like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, girl, I don't want your mans. I don't want your mans, and I told your mans that I didn't want him, and your man mutually agreed with me. And the only reason that I said meet my dad was as a friend because I was tired of lying to my parents. So obviously the messages that you read, he probably deleted some of them, because if you read them like you're saying you read them, then you would see that I don't want your mans. And like she was just repeating herself, like, no, like you want him, like you're so desperate, you're so pathetic, you're so this, you're so that. And I was like, girl, obviously I've explained to you in English, maybe I need to try Spanish or French, but I've explained to you to the best of my ability. She just kept going with it, like just going and calling me desperate and pathetic and everything. And I was like, at this point, like, I realized the type of person you are. Like, you want me to want your mans. Like, you know those people that need drama in their relationship to stay in that relationship? Like those people who need something to always be happening. Like they don't like peace, they don't like healthiness, they don't like consistency, they don't like one line, you know, like they need drama to always be happening in their relationship for them to stay in that relationship. And you know, like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, that's the type of person she was, and that's when I realized that. So I just said, you know what, whatever. Like, I've tried to explain to you and you're not listening, and I don't care about this enough to keep going back and forth. So you think whatever you want, and I'm gonna go do me, okay? And I guess she told like her little friends about like the situation and probably lied about it too. Cause tell me why I'm walking in the hallways, you know, minding my own business, and her friends, like 2 of them, they're walking like past me, and they want to aggressively like bump their shoulders next to me. And I'm like, oh, you're real scary. You're so scary. Like, you
scary. Shiver my timbers.
You wanted to intimidate me with your shoulders. You're so scary. Oh my gosh. But she told her little friends, and then I would see Overreacting's dumbass in the hallways too. And he'll be smirking at me, and that's when I realized, like, this boy is evil. Because how are you gonna cause all this drama and then see me in the hallway and be smirking at me? Like, you're evil, you're weird. Stupid ass little boy. I guess like a little while after like she sent me like that long ass message and her friends bumped me in the shoulders and the stupid ass boy was like smirking at me. They broke up. They literally broke up. Like they didn't even date. Like I want to say they dated maybe 2.5 weeks. And that's why I'm telling y'all, like, they were the type of couple that needed like drama to be happening in their relationship. And because I wasn't feeding into that drama, they couldn't last. Like they couldn't be healthy together. Like they did not like healthiness. They did not like consistency. That's why I said what I said, because how are you gonna like come at me with all this drama and then I'm explaining to you like I don't want your mans and you keep egging it on like no, you want my mans, and then you guys break up like 2 weeks later. Like what? Prom comes along. I have a wonderful prom with my friends, and we're in the venue, we're dancing, and melodramatic, like she shows up like next to me talking to like my friends and stuff, because she had like mutual friends in my friend group. And I'm not saying like, you know, she can't be friends with like my friends, because that's really immature, but excuse me. But I would notice like she would always be like standing next to me. Like how are you gonna stand next to me and be talking to someone 3 steps away from me? Go and stand by them. Like don't stand next to me. We're not cool. We're not on good terms. Like I don't know if she thought like I forgot about everything, but I did not forget. I remember you calling me pathetic. I remember you calling me desperate. I remember you calling me all the colorful names in the book. Okay, I did not forget. But I would notice that like she would always be standing next to me and like talking and trying to crack jokes like you're not funny. And if you did tell a funny joke, I will go home and laugh. I will not laugh in front of you, period. But I would literally like move so she could, you know, talk to who she's meant to talk to. Tell me why she would still end up next to me. Like I don't know if she wanted to prove something. I don't know what she was trying to do, but somehow, some way she would end up next to me, and it was so annoying. But that's like the last time that I saw that girl. Like I have no business keeping people like that in my life. I have no business fighting over no mans. I have no business like feeding into drama. Like I don't like drama. Like if you really know who I am, I don't like drama. I like staying to myself. I like doing my own thing. I like being independent, everything like that. But thank you guys so much for watching. That's the story about my friend who thought I tried to steal her mans. And I really hope you enjoy this story time. Please don't forget to comment, don't forget to like. Let me know like what you think of this story, if I handled it well, if there's some things that I should have done differently. Just let me know like if you've ever been in that situation too. You know, let's talk about it. But just don't forget to like, don't forget to comment. That lets me know what type of content that you guys want to keep seeing from me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!